Coming up, it's game day for high school football. We'll talk with Coach Michael Shortt to get ready for the high school football season. We'll talk college football and more on Southern Sports Now. Welcome in on this Thursday. It is August the 24th, 2023. I'm Chase Robinson, your host, and we've made it. We've made it to high school football. We've been counting down to this day, and today teams will take the field as the 2023 high school football season will begin. We're so excited. This is just the start of it, and we're excited to bring you great content each and every day here on the show to get you ready for high school football. And it's time. It's time to hit the field. So we've been doing our countdowns to football, and today we just have one countdown left to go, and that is our countdown to college football. And there you see it. We are 2 days away from the college football season officially beginning. Again, 2 days away from college football, from Jacksonville State hitting the field on Saturday as they host UTEP. And so super excited about that coming up on Saturday, 4:30 there at JSU Stadium, Burgess Snowfield, as Jacksonville State opens up their FBS era as well as Conference USA era there at Jacksonville State. So we are 2 days away from the college football season, and no countdown to high school football because it is game day for high school football, and super excited for the high school guys to hit the field tonight. Several games tonight, plenty of games coming up tomorrow night. So let's take a look now at the schedule for tonight and tomorrow. There you see 3 games involving East Alabama teams tonight. You got Sax at Ohatchee. Etowah travels to Springville tonight. And you got Coosa Christian taking on Geraldine tonight. So all 3 of those games happening tonight. The Etowah-Springville game has been moved to 8 o'clock. Sax, Ohatchee, Coosa Christian, Geraldine remain a 7 o'clock kickoff tonight. Tomorrow night, plenty more high school football. Alexandria heads to Cherokee County to open up the season. You got Welborn and Anniston in a battle there at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium. You've got Weaver at Donahoe tomorrow night. Jacksonville makes the trip to Boaz to start the season. Jacksonville Christian hosts Tuscaloosa Christian. We've got Lincoln at Talladega. Munford hosting Childersburg. We've got Oxford make the trip over to McAdory. White Plains is at Ranburne. You've got Southside at Guntersville and Spring Garden at Sandrock tomorrow night for week 0 to start this 2023 season off. So pretty good matchups. Looking forward to seeing these and looking forward to seeing tonight's games. And, of course, we'll have the scores for you tomorrow here on the show. But high school football is here, game day across the state of Alabama, but super excited for high school football to be here. And we're going to talk some more high school football on the other side of this break. Coach Michael Shortt joins us from former Cleburne County head coach, now with high school football Alabama after the game. We'll talk high school football with Coach Shortt coming up on the other side of the break. Stick around. We got more Southern Sports Now in a moment.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together, and EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news, new faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
Welcome back in here on Southern Sports Now on this Thursday, as it is game day for high school football. As we've been counting down all summer, talking about it all summer. Tonight, the players get to hit the field. Several games tonight, of course, plenty of games tomorrow night as high school football begins. And we're going to talk some high school football now as we welcome on a former coach, former Cleburne County head coach, now with High School Football Alabama After the Game, which you can see Friday nights on YouTube and Facebook. Coach Michael Shortt joining us. Coach, always great to talk with you. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's great to be here today. Anytime high school football gets started, I'm excited and can't wait. And, it's going to be a little bit hot tonight. I'm sure everybody's excited.
It is. It is going to be hot for sure. But, as we get the season going, you think about you had spring practice, some teams, summer workouts and everything. But I know for you, looking back on your days coaching, it's got to be exciting to be able to get out, have your team hit the field and face another team and hit somebody else.
Oh, yeah. And those kids are just begging to be able to hit somebody besides their teammates. And they've been doing that for some of them 4 weeks now, some of them 3. And some of them haven't had that, the difference. There's a difference in playing somebody else, and that everybody's excited for tonight and the opportunity to play somebody else in front of their own people. There's nothing like high school football and getting to go out and play that first Friday night. It's just kind of the excitement leading up to it, the bands, the cheerleaders, and smell the grass. Well, you can't smell the grass in a lot of places now because it's turf. It's there.
Yep. So, we're lucky here in this area to have fantastic high school football. It seems like every year teams in this area making some deep runs. What makes football in the state of Alabama, especially in this part of the state, special, you think?
Well, it's been special for a long time, and in this area, football in this area has been king for forever. And being able to be in a state like Alabama, where you've got several colleges, Alabama, Auburn, Troy, UAB, Jax State. We've got great colleges in this state and great fans in this state. And to me, that kind of bleeds down into the high school football. And high school football is king here in this state, always has been. And it's that way in the South. It doesn't say anything bad about the other sports. It's just that football starts the year out. And usually, if your football team does well, a lot of times the school year goes well. And that's just the way it is. But it's not the only sport. You got cross country and volleyball starting right now. So it's just a great time of the year.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. We're talking with Michael Shortt here on Southern Sports Now. And, Coach, as you look at some of these teams across East Alabama this year, the Oxford Yellow Jackets, of course, a lot of guys back. They've been very young. Sam Adams has a very experienced team now, and I think that will definitely kind of help the Yellow Jackets turn things around from a 5-6 year last year.
It should. This is year 3, and this is the year that I know that Coach Adams has been looking forward to. And there's not really a question mark. First of all, you got to look at the Taj Mahal down there of the facilities that they have. Those have got to be unquestionably best ones in the state, and they'll be able to do a lot of stuff that other people won't be able to do with the indoor practice facility. When you have those bad days of weather, they won't miss practice. They won't have to go inside and walk through stuff in the gym. They'll be able to actually go in and practice. The thing with Oxford is the thing that I will keep an eye on for them this year. It will not be the skill positions. They are loaded in the skill positions and at quarterback with the men's kid. The question is going to be the depth of the offensive and defensive line. Do they have enough depth to play in that big league that they play in 6A and that tough region that they're in? Because the region that they're going to be in is going to have big people that want to get up there and run the football. and big people on the defensive line. So that'll be a question for Oxford, is just, do they have enough depth on the O-line, D-line to be able to compete?
Yeah, for sure. And another one of those teams that is very good in skill position-wise, the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, of course, had a great year last year in Class 4A. What are you looking for from Jacksonville? They kind of like Oxford, very good quarterback, some good receivers and skill guys around him. What are you looking for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles this year?
You hit the nail on the head. With the Ogle kid at quarterback and his daddy being a coordinator, I mean, they've kind of got a 1-2 punch going there. But his daddy also is coaching the offensive line, which he's very capable of doing that, a great offensive line coach. But they're trying to replace every offensive lineman. And that's going to be a big key for them, is how they go. I mean, quarterback's going to be great. I mean, he can hit a pie pan at 40 yards. But are they going to be able to give him the time for those great receivers to be able to get open? That's going to be a question mark. And it won't be against everybody. It'll be against some of their region teams, like Anniston and Hanley and people like that, because let me tell you about Hanley. They've got every offensive lineman back, every defensive lineman back from last year. And when Larry Strain has that, he has a chance to go deep in the playoffs or maybe possibly play for it.
Yeah, that's very impressive there for Hanley. When it comes to the Anniston Bulldogs, I mean, they were a team that did lose a game last year until the quarterfinals. They have a new coach, Enrico Jackson. What can we expect from Anniston? I mean, is this going to be a team you think that'll just pick up right where they left off, or is there going to be maybe some growing pains with the guys they left and with the new coach?
I think we'll see some growing pains, but I know Coach Jackson well. He's going to be a very highly disciplined guy. He's not going to take anything off of anybody, coaches included. His offensive coordinator, Sheldon Ward, that he brought up with him, has been a head coach before, and he coached in Georgia for a long time. Is from Valdosta, does a great job of being an offensive coordinator and calling plays. I think the question for Anniston is, will they be able to replace some of the offensive linemen that they had? They're going to have a new quarterback, but it's not a quarterback that's just going to be brand new at playing quarterback. It's going to be the Dawes kid, the Sachs transfer. I think it'd be interesting to see early on how Coach Jackson and Coach Ward uses him in the passing game. I would say probably throwing a lot of short passes to keep him comfortable, because we all know that he can run. And again, I think Anniston, if they can replace some of the linemen that they lost last year, I think they'll be in the mix also to have a chance coming out of the South to win a lot of games. I think the question for Anniston is going to be answered game 2 at Andalusia. Going to Andalusia is going to be a tough task, because I know Andalusia lost some players last year, but have great friends of mine that coach there that says they feel like they may be as good as they were last year.
Wow.
That says a lot.
Yeah, it sure does. And I know you've been going out to some teams' practices across East Alabama the last few weeks. Who are some other teams that maybe you've seen in practice or have heard that you're excited about seeing here in this 2023 season?
Well, there's a lot of the key to high school football a lot of times nowadays, just like in college, is your quarterback play and what can those guys do. I'm going to be interested. I mean, all around, I've just about been to everybody, in the region, and Donahoe has a new quarterback. Sachs is going to have a new quarterback, and I've seen all those guys. It looks like they got guys that are capable. It's just being able to see them under fire of a real football game. Piedmont's an interesting deal. They've lost a class of almost 23 seniors and got to replace them all. How are they going to replace those guys? How well is the quarterback? They've got a new quarterback coming in that has all of the potential in the world, but does he have enough people around him, offensive line-wise, to be able to sustain what they've been doing? I think Ohatchee's going to be much improved this year. They're still only a team with about 2 to 3 seniors. So I think they're going to be still a young football team, but a much improved team that now they'll be really under the second whole year of coach out there being able to coach that bunch. Like I said, Sachs and Coach Freeney, he's bringing a winning attitude with him, but they've already been winning. It's just a matter, can they find the right quarterback to do what he wants them to do? He has a staff member coaching his secondary, Rocky Hayes. If you remember him, that played with me at Cleveland County. That's going to help the secondary. It's going to be interesting to see Wellborn and Weaver. Weaver has a new coach, and they've got a great quarterback that can run the football in Caden Gooden. I think it's going to be interesting to watch Wellborn. I think Wellborn, Coach Smith being real quiet over there, not saying a whole lot, has lost a lot of kids, but when he's got an offensive and defensive line back and he feels good about them, then he can make that ball game. I mean, we would need to go to that game because it'd be over with in about an hour and a half because he'll make it real short. So that's going to be interesting to see them too. I think they're going to be even better than they were last year. I really do, deep down inside, I think they'll be that way. So it shapes up because the teams in the Calhoun County area are also in good regions, like we mentioned. Hanley, you got to mention with that 3A group, Randolph County. I think Randolph County is going to be one of the better teams in their region this year. You can't count Dadeville out and all those people, B.B. Comer and all the people like that, but there's just some great players around this region this year, and there's a lot of kids around this region that's being recruited highly.
Yeah, and that makes it even more fun to keep up with us and watch these games on Friday night. I know, Coach, we've talked through the summer about just the number of new coaches and coaching changes all across the state, but even right here in the area. I know the coaches have had a chance to work with the guys in the summer, have had a chance to work with them through fall camp, but with the number of new coaches and even coaches with first head coaching jobs, will we see maybe the first couple of weeks some of these teams maybe take a minute to get going just because they have a new coach?
Yes, it has, because you can practice all you want, but until you get out there in the live fire, especially these coaches that are their first job or maybe their second job as being a head coach, it's a lot different. Now you got all these fans in the stands hollering at you, screaming at you. They're on social media hollering at you and screaming at you. It can take its toll on you. So just the experience of being a coach and being there and doing that is so important. So it takes a couple of games. I mean, I can remember the first game, my first year as a head coach, we thought we were the most organized coaching staff in America. And I took that sheet of paper I had and burned it after the first game and threw it away and said, we got to start over. We were too organized. And we were almost like robots. So we had to figure out what was comfortable for us in the team that we had. And I know these guys and these coaches are going to do a good job, but they've got to figure out after playing a real live football game, what they can really do with the players they have. And you know what they always say, most teams make their most improvement from game 1 to game 2. So that's what I always try to look at. Yeah, tonight, and tomorrow night starting the season, I'm going to look for two things. Who turns it over a lot and who's in the best shape. Because a lot of times the best team may not win because they don't have everybody playing in the fourth quarter because they're not in good shape.
Yeah, that's an excellent point there. And I know tomorrow night, high school football, Alabama, after the game, will debut for this 2023 season. John Holder, you'll see Coach Shortt on there as well as Chad Barnett. So I know you guys are excited to get that going tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, we're really excited about getting out and covering ball games and covering real games. I'm kind of tired of just watching people practice, so now I want to get out and watch people play. I'll be from as far south as Winterboro to Hanley to Central Clay to Ranburne and as far east as Lincoln probably. So we're going to move around a lot. And I tell you something else we got is our Before the Game show. It'll actually air tonight with Tommy Wood and John Holder and Namath Pitts about talking about all the games coming up. So that's another show that we've actually got with High School Football Alabama that comes on tonight.
Well, good stuff, Coach. Really appreciate you taking some time and talking some high school football with me today. We will do it again real soon. Can't wait to watch you guys tomorrow night. But thanks for joining me today.
Hey, anytime. Thank you, Chase. Glad to be on.
Coach Michael Shortt, former Cleburne County head coach, now with High School Football Alabama after the game. We'll jump to a break. More Southern sports now coming your way in a moment.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
EAN Sports is proud to bring you the best, most informative local sports content, and we want your help to be able to do that. If you have a story idea, a tip for our sportscast, or even a highlight clip you want to see on EAN Local Sports, send us an email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @EAN_sports, or you can send it to the EAN News Facebook page. EAN Sports, bringing you the local sports happening in your community.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
If you see some interesting weather phenomenon in your backyard here in East Alabama, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. Send that to us at the email address you see on your screen or through Facebook at EAN News.
Back here on Southern Sports now. We've talked a lot of high school football today and kind of want to shift gears now to college football as Jacksonville State begins this week. Alabama's still in the mix of fall camp there as they will get going against Middle Tennessee State coming up next Saturday, September the 2nd. But this week, they've been battling it out there in the heat, and Coach Nick Saban took the podium yesterday in his weekly appearance for the media, and he talked about how kind of this week is a big challenge. It's before game week. You're still trying to wrap up some work on yourself, but also starting game prep this week. So Nick Saban talked about just the challenge that this week is, the fall camp.
It's always a challenging week, but the guys have done a really, really good job the last couple days. You know, we're working on some issues and problems that, you know, may come up with some of our opponents during the season and probably start on the first game on Friday.
One thing Nick Saban teams tend to have is very good defense. And Nick Saban was asked yesterday about the defense and just the improvement that he's seen from the Crimson Tide defense. This is what he had to say about Alabama's defense.
I think just about every time something bad happens, and when I say bad happens, I'm talking about an explosive play. It's either about missed tackles or mental errors. And I think we've gotten better at eliminating, you know, some of those. But one of the things I didn't think we did as well in the last scrimmage as the first scrimmage is tackle. And, you know, that goes back to how you practice. You know, we don't really ever and have never practiced where you tackle people in practice. But you have to thud them. All right, so you get in position to tackle the guy, you near leg, near shoulder, you wrap the guy up, so you're always in position to tackle. And if you do that consistently, then when you have to tackle people, you're going to be in the right position. And that's something that we've really emphasized with our players, you know, this week to try to improve the tackling.
With the number of guys that are returning on defense, of course, you're losing Will Anderson, but just some really talented guys, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Dallas Turner, just to name a couple, who are going to be leading this Alabama defense. Should be a really good unit as a whole this year. You know, you have Kevin Steele now as a defensive coordinator. You look back at the last couple of years, Pete Golding is a smart defensive guy. He just didn't really fit, I think, what Nick Saban was trying to do there in Alabama. But I think Kevin Steele knows Nick Saban well enough, and Saban knows Steele well enough for them to be able to work really well together. So I'm excited to see Alabama's defense and what they will bring coming up this year. Jacksonville State getting closer to game day. We're just a couple of days away from Jacksonville State hitting the field against UTEP to get the season started. And one thing you can say about Jacksonville State is they're a good team in the red zone. And they ranked 11th nationally in red zone efficiency last year. So Rich Rod was asked on Tuesday at his press conference just about that, about the situations they work on and kind of what the goal is when they get down in that red zone.
Particularly the tougher games you play, the more important those extra points will be in the red zone. And we work situations every day in practice, and so being aware of where you're at, but not only red zone offense but red zone defense, is going to be critical for us. And we just run what we run, but at the same time, you want to come away with points all the time. We feel good with AK and our special teams, but we've worked a lot of red zone stuff because like a team like UTEP, if you get down there, I don't know how many times you're going to get down there, so you got to take advantage of it the best you can.
This week's opener will be nationally televised. CBS Sports Network will be in Jacksonville for the Jax State UTEP game Saturday. And if you didn't know, Rich Rod spent a year with the CBS Sports Network. He was a studio host and a game analyst there for the network in 2011 between his time at Michigan and Arizona. He was there at the CBS Sports Network, so he kind of reflected on Tuesday during his press conference about his time and had a little fun talking about being a part of that CBS Sports Network team.
You know, there's a lot more work involved than you think, especially if you want to be good at it. I mean, you got to research the teams that you're covering. I was doing two things. I was doing a studio show, and then I would do games on the weekends. And so you had to prepare for the studio show for your talking points, and then for the games, you had to obviously prepare for both teams, almost like a coach. You know, watch the film, see what they do, and I enjoyed it. The hardest part was the travel. I mean, you're traveling all over the country, and you're in airports and hotels, 5 days a week. So that was the hardest part. But I learned a lot doing it by going and watching other programs, but I had a good time with it. I wasn't used to putting makeup on. That was one thing. And then after I was on, one of my buddies called me up and said, Coach, it looked like you gained a few pounds. And I said, what's those cameras? They put 10 pounds on you. And he said, well, hell, there must be 4 cameras on you then. So, you got to, everything on HD is a little bit different. But I enjoyed the experience, and the people there were great.
Good stuff there from Rich Rod as a former CBS Sports Network employee there for a season. That he did college football games, but he will get to see some of his old TV teammates coming up this weekend. Great crew, Rich Waltz and Aaron Taylor will be on the call on CBS Sports Network coming up on Saturday. You can watch that 4:30 there on CBS Sports Network as they've got the deal with Conference USA. I think Jax will say we'll have another game on CBS Sports Network later on this season. We'll jump to a break here. We will come back and we'll talk a little high school volleyball as that season begins today as well. We'll do that in a moment here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. It saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room, and the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARES Direct Primary Care.
Back here on Southern Sports Now, we talked a lot of high school football as the season starts today. It's not the only fall sport starting today, though. High school volleyball getting going tonight as well. So here's a list of volleyball games happening tonight involving East Alabama teams. There you see Alexandria is hosting Lawrence County and Pleasant Valley in a tri-match there at Alexandria. You've got Faith Christian taking on Weaver and Welborn tonight in a tri-match there at Faith Christian. Oxford is hosting Jacksonville and Sylacauga in a tri-match tonight there at Oxford High School. You've also got Lincoln at Munford tonight and Piedmont at White Plains to get the 2023 high school volleyball season started. So, of course, a lot of tournaments coming up on Saturday to kind of kick off the season, but those are a few games going on in and around the area tonight in high school volleyball. So that's starting up tonight as well as high school football going tomorrow. We'll have scores from those matches as well as the high school football games tonight. We'll get you ready for Jacksonville State coming up tomorrow as well. So looking forward to what will be a fun show tomorrow as we'll get you ready for high school and college football. And we're fired up for what's to come as we get the football season started. We'll have you covered all season long. So go ahead and subscribe to the East Alabama Now YouTube channel, like the East Alabama Now Facebook page, and go ahead and spread the word. Share it with your friends. Let's get the word out about Southern Sports Now because we will have you covered all football season long, high school and college football season. We will have you covered. That's all the time we have for you today. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow for a Friday edition of Southern Sports Now.